2015 Gracie Nationals, LA Convention Center, Los Angeles, California. You're joining us on SureDog.com. We're glad that you could be with us. I'd like to welcome my broadcast partner, Matt Freeman. I'm Tim Freeman. How you doing, Matt?
It's awesome to be here, to actually not be in Stockton for a change, here in Los Angeles, California, watching these amazing jiu-jitsu matches.
Got some good action lined up in the brown belt and black belt division, and right now Javi is going over the rule set, I'm assuming.
Look at Javi Vasquez going over all this, and he's got a like he has no big match tomorrow.
I think we have an actual match going on while Javi's giving the rules. Is that right? Is that what I'm seeing here?
So. We have two black belts going at it right now.
Yeah. Let's see if we could cut over to
no time limit match
to the actual mat here and see what's going on. And we got a couple competitors going. You gotta
love Los Angeles, California.
Yes, sir. Let me get you the competitor names here. It looks like we have two competitors. This has got to be the 205ers. It looks like we got Harold Luciambo and Evandro Nunez, I'm thinking. And let's see if we can get a read on their gis here. Figure out what academy they're from. I may be wrong on those names.
It's a no time limit match we got here.
Yeah, there's a no time limit submission only, and this is actually the finals for this particular division.
We got the enforcer, the referee, the master of the lazy guard.
And it looks like the competitor on bottom here is trying to set up a bow choke, potentially trying to feed the collar with the left hand to the right. Yeah, and he's got the bow choke. He's going to try to grab the pants with his left hand. He's got it set, and he's got the choke locked.
Bad. Oh, wow, that was nasty. That was a quick match, considering it was no time limit.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Great technique, awesome submission.
So that was what we saw right there. I believe we saw Evandro Nunez defeat Harold Lucambo from Gracie Academy. I believe those are the correct competitors there.
Great victory, great technique. Some people say that, no time limit doesn't work because it will go and go and go and go. What happens? But that went about, 2 minutes?
Yeah, and if you look at the averages for a no time limit tournament, if you look at the average length of a match, it's somewhere around 7 minutes or so. It's not, everyone thinks that you're going to have a match for 24 hours or 7 hours or even, Elio Gracie had a famous match that went over 3 hours. I don't think anyone's topped that yet.
Maybe we'll see that today.
That'd be awesome. What would be cool is if you and I just kind of went out there and competed against each other and see how long we could go.
It'll last about 20 seconds.
Yeah, because we'd probably get bored with it. Do some WWE wrestling moves. Right?
Figure four leg locks. This is the purest form you're ever going to see of jiu-jitsu. When you take away the points, the advantages, the judges, the time limits, somebody's winning and somebody's getting tapped out.
I think if you talk about not having strikes, right? If you're just talking about pure jiu-jitsu, this is the closest thing to the purest form.
It's like the old school UFC.
It's pretty close. I mean, so there's a few things that are taken out of the rules. You can't jump guard. You can pull guard. You can't jump guard, and you can't slam, right? So what happens is if a competitor is in your guard and he stands up and he lifts you up, the ref makes you open your guard.
That's why I'm not going to compete. They took away my only move.
They took away your main move. Yeah, so, that's taken out. You can't do a scissor takedown for the brown and black belts.
Kung Lee can't compete now.
And you can't do neck cranks, right? So I can't compete now, right?
You're killing me.
Yeah, right?
All my submissions, slams, neck cranks, and scissor sweeps.
This is not good for you, but it's just about as close as it's going to get to, the purest form of jiu-jitsu we can see in a tournament setting.
It's who's better at submitting, not who's better at playing points, playing the time clock, playing the judges.
And stylistically, you see a different type of jiu-jitsu in these types of matches because players aren't looking for points. They're not aggressively going for passes, aggressively defending passes. You don't see guys turtle and give their back because they're going to get passed. You actually see a little bit more guard play from guys that sometimes are top players because they're more comfortable. They don't have to worry about points. They don't have to worry about advantages. So it's pretty neat to watch these types of matches. They're very exciting, very free-flowing. And it looks like we got a couple new competitors stepping onto the mat here. We're going to get
a couple of new names. Black belts.
And we got Mark Comian, and he's from Gracie Humaita, and he's going up against Mike Konzachi, and Mike is from Lucero Jiu-Jitsu.
And I believe this is another no time limit match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is the 185-pound division, black belt.
So this one goes until tomorrow.
And you could see Somebody just knocked over the camera. Woo! And
you don't want to upset the gangster.
I'm going to go ahead and blame Jim Lawson on that one.
Rose Gracie.
And Rose is calling him on that promptly that he knocked the camera over.
You know what's going to happen if the match goes too long? Rose going to start. She's going to step onto the mat and start really tongue lashing them.
What they should do is just give her a mic and she can start insulting them as they compete. So good. We got the competitors shaking hands. We have Mark Comian. He is the no-haired gentleman. He is rocking a very finely cut, very short hair, and he's from Gracie Humaita, and he's going up against Mike Konzachi from Lucero Jiu-Jitsu. And we can see referee Matt Baker just out of the shot here.
The inventor of the lazy guard.
Just out of the shot here, and he's getting back in it. And Matt Baker is down in Bakersfield. Really solid Jean-Jacques Machado black belt. Solid jiu-jitsu player. He's got a great half guard. A sit-up guard DVD series, the Jiu-Jitsu Lab. You could check that out.
I love it. I could just sit down and do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And these guys are about to take each other's heads off.
And here we go. We'd like to welcome you. If you're just joining us, we're live at the 2015 Gracie Nationals, Los Angeles, California, LA Convention Center.
These guys are going right for the grips right away.
My name is Tim Freeman. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Matt Freeman. We are two of the co-hosts of the InsideBJJ podcast.
Oh, when he goes for the guard pull.
So we got Mike Konzachi, steps on the hip, pulls guard, and Comines looking to pass here. And his nice exploitation of the arm. He might look for an omoplata there on Comines' right arm. You can see he's holding the collar, trying to break the posture. Comines trying to get his foot back a little bit, make a little space, and he's out of that safely.
It's a cat and mouse game right now.
We see Konzachi trying to set up a De La Riva, and he might spin under. And
almost gets the pass. That was nice. He's recovering. Oh,
a little bit of headbutt there.
Sweet transition.
And it looks like Comines trying to take the back, and he's got his far hook in, and Konzachi defends it well.
Awesome
Comines went for a choke there, and he slipped off, and referee Matt Baker just stopped the action. They're going to reset.
It's funny when you're watching, you almost start thinking points. You're looking for him to get the hook. So it's like it really doesn't matter.
Right.
I guess it does to set up the submissions, but at the end of the day,
no time
none of that matters.
Submission only. We're glad that you could join us today.
A nice side mount.
You can see he's setting up the gi. Konzachi he's on top. He's feeding the gi with his left hand.
Which makes that side control so much tighter when you could feed that through.
And on the screen there, he's feeding the gi towards his opponent's head, and he's exploiting that arm. He may look for a shoulder lock, and Comines recovers guard nicely.
Nice guard recovery there.
And Konzachi's going for a double under. Comines going to look to punch his hands in on that choke, potentially.
I love the way these guys are getting right down to business. These aren't two guys looking to have a draw.
No, they're getting after it. You could tell probably now the adrenaline's starting to settle a little bit. They're starting to break in. The sweat's going.
There will be no draw in this match today, sir.
And if they hold spider guard very much longer, Rose Gracie is going to run out on the mat, potentially. And Konzachi's starting to work a pass here. Comines trying to play a spider, trying to free his legs from the grip of Konzachi. Comines got a right foot in the bicep. He may be looking to hit a sweep, maybe tilt his opponent.
Both guys are being very cautious right now, trying to force the other guy into making a mistake. Who do you think's in the more of the dangerous spot right now? Or would you say there is one?
It's kind of even right now. I mean, Comines trying to set up a spider guard. It's not a real tight spider guard. He's got a good spider on the right elbow, but the lasso on the left side's not super. He may look for a super deep there, you can see. And Konzachi's playing smart. He's keeping his right shin in Comines' bicep. Now Comines got that right collar, and we may see him try to set up an omoplata again on Konzachi's, and he might try to hit a scissor sweep potentially, or an omoplata. And he may lock up a triangle here. I can't tell from the angle. And it looks like Konzachi's defending well at this point. He's keeping his knee up in the middle. And
looks like this might turn into a game of cardio.
Yeah, you're going to see Konzachi's starting to slow down the pass right now. You see he's getting tighter and lower. And he's using that tight, low approach to defend the hooks that Comines putting in his elbows and his arms playing that spider. He's trying to shut that spider down. If you take away space from a spider guard player, it makes your pass a little bit easier. Comines working his hooks in on the hips of Konzachi, trying to manage distance. He
looks a little bit bored right now on bottom.
He doesn't want Konzachi to get in too tight at this point. You see he's keeping that left foot, trying to keep it on the hip, and he's going to wrap up close guard. It looks like he may be trying to work a cross stroke with his hands, but I think that might be a decoy to hit a sweep.
He's definitely been very active on bottom.
Yeah, he has. Konzachi's doing a good job of keeping the knee up in the middle, too. Multiple times now he's popped that knee up, and he's going to try to drive that through.
He's showing an excellent job of defending on top, keeping very good posture.
And Konzachi's got a double under, and he may try to pass. He brought his right knee up. He's really playing the knee through the middle game, and that's effective against a spider guard because it helps. It doesn't guarantee, but it helps shut down a triangle.
At what point do you give up the pass and go for the leg lock?
You know, it just depends on how confident you are in your leg lock game and your guard. In a situation like this, there's not the risk you have in going for the leg lock is just that you give up the top position. It's not that you give up points, so it's not quite as dangerous.
Well, remember, there is no, like you said, there's no points. You can do whatever you want as long as you don't get submitted.
As long as you don't get disqualified.
Like freedom, you could go for what you want to go for and not worry about giving up a point.
Yeah, wrist locks are legal. Heel hooks are legal. I'd like to see some 50-50 play here today just to see how the heel hooks work into it.
Yeah, you're going to get smashed playing 50-50 when you got guys going for the heel hooks.
I'd like to give a big shout out to a good friend of the Inside BJJ podcast, Cristobal Chavez. He just won his pro MMA debut. He's 1-0. He had an amateur record of 6-0 before that. He's down in the Texas area. He's a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, real tough guy. Make sure you check him out if you get a chance. So we see Comine. He's still trying to play that spider hook.
They're just kind of grinding right now. Nobody's gotten much of an advantage either way.
And if you see, if you're watching on SureDog, you can see that the competitors in the back are actually listening to Javi do a real seminar. And now Konzachi's went back standing up. Comine's got a De La Riva hook on his right side with a spider on the left, kind of like a spider De La Riva play.
You got Javi Vasquez teaching a seminar before his match tomorrow.
Yeah. He's got Victor that's a little Tony Pazinski on top of him. You can see him on the left side of your screen. And Comine's really playing that spider De La Riva setup right now.
They've both committed to their strategies. They're not really adjusting much.
Comine's doing a good job of controlling Konzachi's grips, and there he goes back to the shoulder, and Konzachi just sat for the ankle lock.
Like I said.
And it looks like he abandoned it and came back up. Sometimes it is effective to act like you're going to sit and get the guard
makes it a threat.
little bit off.
It makes it's like throwing a jab.
And then try to hit the pass on their reaction. And we can see Comine's really trying to take away space and keep that knee up the middle.
At what point did these guys start getting tired? They've been grinding for a while.
They probably retired about 5 minutes ago. This is a very technical passing guard play. Very evenly matched here with the passer and the player at this point. And Comine, who's on the bottom, Mark Comine, he's from Gracie Humaita.
He's going for the sitting guard now.
He's got good control, but he hasn't gone taking too many risks submission-wise, and it looks like he...
Yeah, now the game's about to change. He's coming for the top spot.
Yeah, he did set up on Konzachi. And Mike
now we'll get a chance to see, how you play on top and how the other guy plays on bottom.
Yeah, Mike Konzachi's going to have an opportunity to work his guard here. You hear Javi just instructed everyone to not be a jerk-off. And that's one of the big things about competing.
I guess I'm going to have to go home.
Yeah, that's one of the big things about being at Gracie Nationals and the Gracie tournaments in general is, we just kind of ask that you just don't be a jerk-off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'd like to welcome you if you're just joining us.
And submit your opponent.
Submissions for sure. We're live at the Gracie Nationals. And Konzachi's wrapping up lasso on Comine's right arm, and he's playing that tightly. And you see the competitors start converging. They're like, "Oh, there's a match going on right now."
Hey, get off my mat, bro.
And it's got to be weird competing and a bunch of people just kind of walking around, not really paying attention to exactly what you're doing. And you can see Matt Baker's just standing there. Matt Baker has the classic referee look where they're just kind of looking like they've never seen that before. Like they were walking down the street and they saw something on the ground, and he's just standing there staring at it.
When it comes to Gracie Nationals, the ref has a pretty easy job.
I reffed a bunch of matches at Gracie Nationals last year. It's real easy. And you can see Konzachi's trying to play the same style guard now. He's got the collar, and he's got a foot on the hip.
It's almost an identical match now.
Trying to break the posture. And Comine's got some nice movement. He's starting to move around left and right. and Konzachi pulls him into his close guard.
Kind of back to where they started.
And if you're just joining us, this match has been going on for, I don't have a timer on it, but it's probably a good 7 or 8 minutes. We'd like to welcome you live at the 2015 Gracie Nationals, the LA Convention Center, Los Angeles, California.
And do not forget, tomorrow we have one of the most super matches there's ever been with Javi Vasquez and Gary Tonin. No time limit.
I am stoked for that match. We've been building this up and talking about it, and I can't wait. It's going to be a fantastic day. Make sure you jump in tomorrow and check that out. My name is Tim Freeman. I'm from the InsideBJJ podcast. I'm joined with my broadcast partner, Matt.
Extremely happy to be here.
In the house.
I want to say thanks to Rose Gracie for bringing us in to do this.
I want to let all our fans and listeners know that Ernest Mello is in the house. He's here. He's warming up. He will be making an appearance. He will be getting on the mic. And you can see Konzachi's trying to set up a cross stroke here. But Comín's not falling for it. Konzachi's got a nice angle.
Isn't that a pretty hard one to get on a high level, dude?
It is, but you can see where Konzachi starting to put his left foot on Comín's hip and trying to angle out to the left there. Comín's keeping his right arm in a nice spot to kind of block off Konzachi's hip. And you could hear Rose getting on some folks.
And that's the voice of champions, Rose Gracie.
And Matt Baker's just checking out the action here. The LA Fit Expo is a pretty amazing thing with the convention center.
So you get a combination of everything.
If you're in the LA area, you really owe it to yourself to check it out. Basically, everything cool from the 80s is here. We're talking like bodybuilding, powerlifting, fighting,
fitness.
In
the words of Ernest Mello, there's a lot of talent here today.
American Gladiators.
Well, these guys are really starting to hit a grind here. They've been stuck in this position for a while.
Kind of come to a little bit of a halt.
Very evenly matched. Sometimes that's what you get when two guys are very similar and they know how to shut each other down.
These guys are kind of getting a second win. We can see Konzachi's got his left foot on his opponent's hip, Comín's hip, and he's got a right foot in Comín's bicep. Comín's going to look like he might. Oh, and Konzachi set up a triangle here. Let's see if he can finish it. Comín's stacking.
Wow,
Konzachi's doing a great job.
I think he's going to get it.
It's tight. He's got it hooked. He's got the leg positioning, but I can't see what the hand positioning is. We'll see Konzachi he looks like he's squeezing. He may try to hook the right leg and hit the sweep here. Let's see if he does that, and he does. He grabs the leg with his right arm.
This is tight.
And he's going to roll to mount. Comín is really, really trying to create some space by pulling down on Konzachi's right leg.
There you go. Tap.
Nice job.
Nice.
Now that was worth waiting for.
Dude, he almost broke his arm with that tap. The ref did not see the tap right away.
He almost broke my arm with that tap. That was fantastic. Nice work there. And ladies and gentlemen, that was Mike Konzachi from Lucero Jiu-Jitsu. He is the 185-pound black belt champion at Gracie Nationals.
Beautiful arm lock.
That was a very meticulous battle, and you could see Konzachi spent a lot of time in that match on top trying to pass, and eventually got frustrated with the pass or realized that the pass wasn't going to happen, changed up his tactic, sat back down, reversed positions, and eventually hit the triangle against Comín. Great match by both competitors, though.
It really became a game of who made the first mistake, and the other guy capitalized.
Essentially, it is, because when Konzachi shot that triangle, Comín wasn't able to posture up quick enough.
Very evenly matched. Two tough guys. It probably could have went either way. I think it was about who made the first mistake.
Absolutely. We'd like to welcome you if you're just joining us from SureDog.com. We are live at the LA Convention Center, the 2015 Gracie Nationals. I'm Tim Freeman from InsideBJJ. I'm joined with my broadcast partner, Matt.
In case you didn't know, Matt Freeman from the InsideBJJ podcast.
It's good to see you, Matt. It's good to be here in sunny Los Angeles, huh?
Yeah, this is great. This is so awesome. So much fun.
A little bit better than
jiu-jitsu.
A little bit better than the 209 we're used to.
Anything's better than the 209.
It's great to be here.
The 310 beats the 209.
Any day of the week, right? And there's a little lull in the action. We just watched a couple of the black belts compete. We saw Harold Lucambio. He lost a match to Evandro Nunes. And then we saw Mark Comín lose the triangle to Mike Konzachi. We got a couple more competitors stepping out onto the mats here. We're live with the black belt division. And I believe this is the 170s. We're going to see Mike Zabalos from Jean-Jacques and Morgan Nedlinger from Crone Gracie. And let's see if we can get a read. It looks like Zabalos is on the left side.
Every time I see a Jean-Jacques gi, I think that guy's going to win.
Hey, good. Don't worry about that. Just bring it over here.
So we got a couple guys stepping out on the matches now. We see Matt Baker.
It's on share, dog. We're having a terrible connection.
Getting set up here. And we're going to go live with the match. Maybe we could jump cameras to the mat action here. Thank you very much, Stefan. And
both guys already locked up.
We got we got Morgan Nedlinger with the patchless gi on. He's from Crone Gracie. And we got Mike Zabalos. He's from Jean-Jacques. And Nedlinger
He goes for the double, and he already hits the guillotine.
And he rolled to the mount, and that's tight. That's tight. Zabalos may be in trouble here.
I think he's going to get out. It's too early in the match to get caught in something like that.
He may look to a sweep to his right. You see he's got Nedlinger's leg in like a deep half. No, and yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to make some space
He's
for
going to stay calm and get out of this. I just can't see him get submitted this quick.
He's really tucking his chin. And Nedlinger, though, is resetting the grip.
It's getting tighter now. I may stand corrected.
And I think he's going to pop his head out, and he did. And that was Mike Zabalos. Nice job defending that. And you can see he's got his fingers up inside of Nedlinger's gi pants, and that's legal in this type of tournament. You can put 4 fingers in the pants. You can put them in the sleeve. It's submission only, no time limit, no points, no advantages. You want to win, you got to submit your opponent, and that's exactly what we see Mike Zabalos trying to do here to Ned Zinger.
Like we might see a reversal on another guillotine attempt.
For the single, and Nedlinger went right again for the guillotine. Is that risky? A little bit going for the guillotine with the gi. It can't be hard to hit.
You know it is, but from a spectator standpoint, I appreciate guys going after it and taking risk and making it exciting.
Well, there's nothing to lose in the sense of points, right? You don't got to worry about getting past. If you're confident in your guard recovery and your guard, then you go for it. Who cares?
I mean, to a certain extent, the competitors have a responsibility to be somewhat competitive for the people watching.
Absolutely.
Or otherwise, you have 30 minutes of watching grass grow.
Nobody wants that. And we can see Nedlinger, he's staying on that head.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow this ends up ending in a guillotine, though.
And it looks like Nedlinger's trying to maybe set up a bow choke. I can't quite see, and he may have.
That's one of the nastiest chokes you could ever get caught in, is a bow choke.
And I'm sorry, it looks like it may be a gift wrap. Now he's got the gi, and he's going to try to turn. And Zabalos did a good job of going flat to his back, and Nedlinger's going for that collar again, trying to feed it. And Zabalos is trying to defend Nedlinger's right hook. We can see he's kind of trying to push his hand out. And Nedlinger, meanwhile, is just slowly working for that collar. He's very calm, and he's hunting the submissions, and he's got the collar. He's going to try to sit over the head. He lost it. Zabalos goes for the single, and Nedlinger, I bet, jumps guillotine again.
But this has been a nice scramble.
Not a super great single attempt there, but I don't know if either guy's really hunting for the takedown and the takedown defense.
So far, these guys are just playing right now. This is not even there. I don't even think it's like close to their 10th gear. But he's going for the Kimura.
I think Nedlinger is going for the submissions when they open up, but he's not super frantic about going for them. He's conserving a little bit of energy.
He's trying to finish with that Kimura.
And we can see Mike Zabalos is trying to defend that Kimura.
That's at the point where you hold on for dear life.
And he's still got that Kimura locked up. And you can see Zabalos is trying to protect his hand. He's got it protected.
He's definitely in danger, and he has to defend and be very careful right now.
You know, if he keeps his shoulder on the mat,
he's starting to crank it a little bit.
If Nedlinger clears his foot, he's going to be in serious trouble.
These are some flexible guys right here. He's still going for it.
Oh, that's deep.
Wow. Once again, someone could have got something broke.
Oh, and
I hope he's okay.
May have gotten hurt there. And
Two submissions that happened quick, and the ref almost couldn't see them.
So we've had 3 black belt matches with 3 submissions. Exciting submissions, right?
That was the nastiest one so far.
That was very nasty. We saw an armbar earlier in the day with Evandro Nunez armbarring Harold Lucambo from Gracie Academy. And then we saw Mike Konzachi with the triangle choke over Mark Comien. And right now we just saw Morgan Zedlinger hit the Kimura
Nice
against Mike
submissions.
Zabalos. Yeah, very nice submission. And that was the 170 division that we just saw for the black belts. And what we're going to do now is we're going to actually do a round robin tournament with the competitors that are 170 and under. So we're going to see Andre Pointes from Hibero Jiu-Jitsu, and we'll see Mike Zabalos again from Jean-Jacques, and we will see Morgan Nedlinger again from Clone Gracie, and they'll round robin it for the tournament.
You gotta love the round robins.
Dude, I love round robins. You know what else I love? I love the tournament format where there's 10 guys and they all compete against each other, and whoever gets the most submissions wins that bracket. That's kind of a cool format too.
I like that as well.
It's very nice.
But what I love the most is submissions.
Submissions is the whole point of jiu-jitsu, right?
And this is submission only.
Submission only.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, sir.
No. What's that, buddy?
Do your thing.
We'd like to welcome you if you're just joining us. We're live at the LA Convention Center, Los Angeles, California. The 2015 Gracie Nationals. My name is Tim Freeman from the InsideBJJ podcast. I am joined with my broadcast partner, Matt.
Super pumped to be here.
Got a great day of fights set up, man. We see
Rose
some great
Gracie's
action.
submission only. The gangster of jiu-jitsu, as Eddie Bravo once called her.
You know what's really fun is when you catch a break here, you can just go walk around and check out the Fit Expo.
You never know who you're going to bump into.
So Matt and I got to see a guy squat 600 pounds.
That's pretty incredible.
And I think that guy feels like he's probably one of the toughest guys here.
But he is not.
Did you take that guy?
Yeah, he's
I think
tired
I
now.
can
He
take
just squatted 600 pounds.
I'll kick him in his knee. See how wrapped up that
no
guy's
way
knee
he can
was?
defend a leg lock with after that.
His quads were all blown out, and I knee barred him, ma.
You got Rose Gracie giving the instructions to the black belts.
So, man,
Demanding action.
One thing you brought up earlier, and it is a little bit concerning, is that Javi Vasquez is just running around like working right now. He's working.
Yeah, it's like, you have a big match tomorrow. You need to be relaxing and resting and taking Gary Tonin serious because he ain't coming here to lose.
Gary Tonin has been really focused the whole week. We've been trying to get him on the podcast for an interview, and he's been super busy, super working hard, really hard to get a hold of. So I think he's taking it serious. I think Javi's taking it serious, but I think Javi.
I think that Javi has done so much in his life, from collegiate wrestling to an amazing mixed martial arts career, that this really is not so much of a big deal for him.
Yeah. I think you're right. So here we go. We got some more action going out on the mats. And this is what's crazy is we got Morgan Nedlinger, who just submitted Mike Zabalos in the last match with the Kimura, and he's going to go up against Andre Pontes from Hibero Jiu-Jitsu.
So you say that he's at a disadvantage. This match is about to start shortly. Both competitors are getting the instructions from the referee, Matt Baker. A beautiful day in Los Angeles, California. Thank you for joining us. 2015 Gracie Nationals. And the match begins. Both competitors filling each other out. And we already see a guard pull. Transitioning nicely.
Morgan Nedlinger on top. And he may look for a pass to his left. Andre Pontes has got a underhook on the right foot of Nedlinger. And Nedlinger's putting serious pressure on him now, too, with the knee, driving the knee in. And Pontes really needs some distance here. He may try to shoot a sneaky triangle, but it's going to be really difficult to hit at this point. Nedlinger's doing a real nice job defending.
Super flexible on bottom.
Yeah, Nedlinger's real calm.
I do notice that. It's like he's not even doing jiu-jitsu. He's so
not
calm.
getting worked up over anything. He's super chill.
Methodical. Like a snake.
Nedlinger's still working that knee through. And
he's really crushing on top, though.
Pontes looks like a young Al Pacino in Godfather, right?
That was a good one. This is a tough guard to pass.
What we need a guy that looks like Fredo. Someone get us a Fredo. And Pontes is got his left arm hooked under Nedlinger's right leg. I'm not sure exactly what he's playing for. I think he's really just trying not to get totally smashed past at this point. He may try to come up for that leg, and no, he didn't. He's still got a grip on the gi of Nedlinger, and he's going to try to clear Nedlinger's right grip, maybe shoot the triangle. He may try to...
And that's just one of those guards where it's like a nightmare to try and pass.
This is what I call a squirrel guard. A squirrel guard is a guard where the dude's doing things that are kind of unconventional, and he's responding in ways you're not really particularly
his body
used to.
is bending in a way that most people's bodies don't bend.
Yeah, like a flexibility in
it's
the
so
hip.
hard to finish a pass on a guy like that.
A flexibility in the pelvis, too. Some guys
Extremely
have weird
frustrating.
pelvises.
Eventually you leave yourself open.
Ernest knows that.
And he is driving with that pass.
Yeah.
I mean, he is driving.
Pontes has got a really good grip, and there he shot the triangle again. I think that's what he's working
I
for.
think he's going to hit something eventually here. I mean,
I can't see if he still has Nedlinger's leg. I don't think he has the foot wrapped up anymore. And be interesting
believe
to see
he
if
does,
Nedlinger tries
but
to walk around the head. And
he's
he
always
doesn't.
readjusting and putting his opponent back in danger. Maybe he'll sit back for a leg.
I would like to see that. I'd like to see a heel hook. I'd really like to see a Stone Cold Stunner, but I'm probably not going to get to see that.
You know, his guard is so tricky to pass. You may as well try a leg here with a no time limit, no points match. I can hear Gandalf screaming right now, "You shall not pass!"
I think you're still really working that right knee through on Pontes, but Pontes is not giving up that right collar grip. He's going to look for the triangle. He's really sticking to it. I got to give him credit for that.
I just have a feeling eventually he's going to hit that triangle.
I think
both guys hitting a little breather right here, catching their breath.
He does have the advantage in that Nedlinger fought a match before this, went about 5 or 6 minutes, and won with the Kimura. And Nedlinger steps over the head. This is a very interesting setup here, and it looks like Pontes is still going to shoot for that triangle, and he may try to attack the arm, and he might get it.
It's very difficult to see how this is going to play right now.
It's hard to see how tight that arm is.
Trying to dig that arm out.
He's tight, but Nedlinger's pretty game, dude. He's not just going to give into that, and it looks like he's going to get his arm out.
Yeah, I think he's going to survive this.
Very nice attack from Pontes, though. You can see he's really versatile, even when it seems like he's going to get... And now he's got the triangle locked up.
That's what I'm saying. He just keeps readjusting. He keeps his guard going. It's a difficult guard to pass.
It's not always the lanky guys that have the triangles, too. The guys with the smaller legs, their leg bones bite down on the side of your neck.
But, you know, being on top, his posture is nice. I mean, he's not really giving up much, even though he's getting in.
How would MMA guy defend that?
MMA guy would pick him up and slam him on his head, and that would be the end of it.
What kind of exercises could a guy do to work on that? Like deadlifts, shrugs?
Just deadlifts. And throw the weight on the ground when you're done.
Just slam it, huh? And I think Nedlinger's tired, dude. I would bet Nedlinger's grips are really, really tired at this point.
He's been working hard for that pass and not getting it. It's got to be discouraging to put a lot of effort into something that you can't get.
Pontes has a really flexible guard, but I bet his back hurts a lot. And they both fell down, and it looks like Pontes may come up. Matt Baker stops him. He says, "No dice. You will get back to the middle of the ring."
Referee Matt Baker.
Matt Baker always has really nice hair. Have you noticed that?
Enforcing the laws of jiu-jitsu.
His hair's always combed perfectly every time I see that guy.
You know, you got a point.
Jiu-jitsu lab.
He actually combs his hair while he's doing the sitting guard.
I like the fact that he has sakis on, too.
That's very taboo amongst some people in jiu-jitsu.
I noticed
No
everyone has
sakis.
sakis on except for the competitors.
Both guys right now taking their time, getting their belt back on, getting that breather, catching your wind.
Oh, yeah, I would have walked off the mat, dropped my belt. Oh, my jacket fell off. Oops.
I wonder who's more fatigued, even though, the one opponent had to go.
They've both been working hard because Pontes had to work hard to defend that pass, and it looks like he's going to go for a berimbolo here potentially. Let's see how he turns this in. He's got a hook back on the leg. Let's see if he spins under. He may attack the leg. Doesn't really have the conventional berimbolo set up. No, he didn't. But he
it's kind of that little berimbolo, almost weak move where you just come up and get the sweep. That doesn't matter at the Gracie Nationals. There's no points for that.
Pontes stopped by earlier, and he asked if heel hooks were allowed, and we said yes, and he said good because I play a lot of 50-50.
So there's a guy that's doing 50-50 that's looking to hit the heel hook off the 50-50.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is what we want to see. Look,
we're having a leg lock right now.
50-50 without a heel hook sucks. With a heel hook, it's a beautiful thing. And let's see how this is going to settle in. Both guys are fighting for the feet here. Pontes looks like he's going to try to come up, and I don't see what happened. Was there a tap? I think there was a tap. I think Nedlinger tapped Pontes with an ankle lock.
Wow.
Yep, and Pontes does a
nice victory.
Make sure he could walk.
He defended a lot of stuff, stayed calm, ended up getting the leg lock.
Kind of kicking both legs, making sure both feet work.
That was an amazing victory considering that he just went.
He just submitted Mike Zabalas with
and got about
Kimura.
A 3-minute break.
And he's going to, I believe that was there's no round robin on this. I think that was it. That was the tournament match there.
Well-deserved victory at the 2015 Gracie Nationals. It's got to mean something so much more to win when you win by submission.
Absolutely.
An amazing match, an amazing victory.
Attention all female combatants. Can I have all female combatants over to the mat area, please? All female, adult, and teen combatants to the mat area, please. Attention all competitors, last call.
We'd like to welcome you back to the Los Angeles Convention Center, 2015 Gracie Nationals. We're live here at the Fitness Expo. My name is Tim Freeman from InsideBJJ, joined with my broadcast partner, Matt. What's up, Matt?
Super happy to be here. It's been some great jiu-jitsu. All matches ending in submission.
4 black belt matches, 4 submissions. Let's give you a quick rundown of the action so far today. We saw Evandro Nunez from Sampa BJJ. He submitted Harold Lucambio from Gracie Academy with an armbar. That was actually really tight, and it actually looked like somebody's arm could be compromised.
You know, that in that particular submission, he let it go before he really had to because the ref didn't quite see it. He could have broke his arm.
Yeah, he did. And then we had Mike Konzachi, and he armbarred Mark Comien. Mike Konzachi is from Lucero Jiu-Jitsu, and Mark Comien is from Gracie Muay Thai. He had a nice triangle. That was a really good match. We saw a lot of guard play from both guys, but Konzachi was able to play the guard game a little bit tighter. He shot a real tight triangle, was able to get a good adjustment, and he solidified that. Comien did not want to tap. He tried to work out of it. It was very close, but in the end, he ended up having to tap. That was a nice match. And after that, we saw Morgan Nedlinger with a nice Kimura over Mike Zabalos. That Kimura was deep.
That was another one where he didn't take it as far as he could have, and he saved, from breaking the guy's shoulder.
Speaking to a guy, Matt, who's had his shoulder compromised in Kimura's before because he didn't want to tap, doesn't feel very good.
No, it could be a career-ending injury.
It's not a great idea, huh? And then we also saw Morgan Nedlinger ankle lock Andre Pontes. So we're going to jump back to the action here, and we got 2 more black belts on the mat. It looks like we have Evandro Nunez, I believe. And I'm not sure who the other competitor is that he's going up against. We
got some big dudes here today.
Okay. Mike. Okay, we got Mike Konzachi and Evandro Nunez. Okay, that's right. So we saw Mike Konzachi earlier with the triangle over Mark Comine. Okay, perfect. And so Evandro's got the MMA Top Supplies kimono top on. And Konzachi.
I think Konzachi went for a little foot sweep there.
Does not have a patch.
Both guys kind of tied up, a little bit of a stalemate.
Yeah, let's see where this match goes here with the longer Andre Nunez. Let's see if he looks to play some guard here.
Yeah, I almost thought we were going to see a guard pull right there. It's looking like he really wants to sit guard. Nobody's really driving for a takedown too hard yet. And I stand corrected. He goes for the single. But he was more than willing to oblige him and sit guard. That's pretty much what I believe.
Yeah, Nunez just sat to guard, and he's got that deep overhand grip on his opponent's belt with his left hand. And
it was almost like Nunez said, thank you, so now I can sit guard. Thanks for going for that single.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he plays here. He may try to get an outside hook. Now it looks like he's going to convert that to a collar grip with his right arm.
It's like a powerful collar grip right there.
Yeah, he's got his legs called up quite high, too. And he's going to try to set that choke up.
Adjusting his body, creating a nice little angle.
You saw Konzachi do a little hip switch there, work that angle out. I'm stoked to be here, man. Right now, this is what is happening in the Jiu-Jitsu universe, and especially tomorrow with the super fights featuring Javi Vasquez and Gary Tonin and Denny Prokopos.
You could feel the spirit of Helio in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. Today is the gi divisions. We have the black belts and brown belts. Tomorrow is going to be the no gi divisions.
He's keeping his head down low. He's had his head down low the whole time.
And it looks like Nunez is trying to set up the gi choke. Oh, and he's got it in tight.
Oh, it looks like it's tight.
Though. It's on the face, and he might try to attack Konzachi's left arm, or right arm, excuse me. Or left. Now he's going the other way. He's really working the guard up high, which is nice. Nice.
That was close.
And he's got the triangle position. I think, no, he's in a double under. I couldn't see that from my vantage point. There's a lot of good guard play today, man. Like, good in a way that's not stalling. Very good in an active attacking approach.
See a lot of passing attempts, a lot of submission attempts. Kimuras, arm locks, leg locks. We've seen it all so far here today. Still working on that grip. Trying to pass to the right.
I'd like to give a big shout out to all the InsideBJJ listeners. Thanks for joining in. As well as Sherdog. What's up, Sherdog? F12 form.
Oh, he's in danger now.
Yeah, Nunez has got a nice...
I smell a curtain call.
And he's going to go straight to the arm lock. That's how he submitted his opponent earlier in the day. Harold.
Look how calm. Look how calm and collected he is right now. Chill. He's in such a dominant position. He has. There we go.
The tap.
Wow.
Look at him. He's
that
like,
was amazing. I mean, the effort was like
whatever. That was easy.
That was what we call technique.
It was a nice display of craftsmanship.
So he's got 2 submissions here today.
He got 5 submissions already in like under an hour.
But for Nunez, I believe, right? It's 2 submissions for the night so far. 2 arm locks. Two triangles converted into arm locks. And those arm bars off the triangle, let me tell you something. I've been caught in many of them in my life. They are tight.
They are super tight.
You don't have a lot of time to tap out of those.
Nice job right there.
Beautiful submission.
The champion.
He's not even sweating.
Evandro Nunez.
Everyone here today is dripping with sweat except for Nunez. Very nice display of jiu-jitsu skills. Keeping calm, adjusting, hitting the arm lock.
You can see in the background there the LA Fit Expo, all the madness, all the walking around. Matt, what are your predictions for the fight tomorrow?
The super fights? Oh, wow.
Gary Tonin or Javi Vasquez?
Let me tell you something. There's no way you come into Javi Vasquez's backyard and beat him in front of the beautiful Rose Gracie. It's not going to happen.
I hear what you're saying, but if anybody can do it, it's Gary Tonin.
Well, you got Gary Tonin who, 2 submission victories at Metamoris. I think that he's young. He's an extremely hot rising star.
You think he's hot? You think Gary Tonin's hot?
Not that type of hot. He's
Dale's hot
he's a
too?
star rising right now in the world of submission jiu-jitsu.
You like Clark Gracie as well?
He's all right.
Yeah. No, he is, dude. Gary Tonin is hot right now. And, for once, Javi is going to have a chance to really be on a bigger scale. I think a lot of people are going to be watching this. Gary Tonin has a lot of heat, as they call it in the wrestling business.
I just think when you're talking about no time limit, submissions only, a veteran like Javi Vasquez that's been there, that's done that on so many different levels, I think this is going to give him an advantage. He's going to surprise a lot of people tomorrow.
I think you're right.
Not to say that Gary Tonin couldn't come in and get this thing done, because he is an amazing athlete.
I would not be surprised. Eddie Cummings, Denny Prokopos. Now, here's the thing.
Interesting match.
That's going to be a great match. But Eddie Cummings is a tricky leg lock specialist. He came up under John Danaher, who is essentially, like the mystical jiu-jitsu leader of the Northeast. He's like the unicorn of jiu-jitsu guys. He's really hard to get a hold of, but he's got amazing jiu-jitsu. He's a great strategist. He puts together amazing game plans for guys like George St. Pierre, right? Brilliant game plans. Eddie Cummings is coming from that thought process. He's going to be prepared for Prokopos.
I think Prokopos is a hard guy to prepare for.
Look, when he was on the podcast last week, we asked him, how are you preparing? And he said, I'm not preparing.
That's why he's hard to prepare for.
I'm already prepared.
He's got a real tricky 10th Planet game where they get real creative with their jiu-jitsu.
On the fly,
and you never know what direction he's flying in, and how high he's flying.
Yeah.
And he might hit you with something that you just didn't see coming.
I think you're right, and I think the longer a match goes with a guy like Denny Prokopos, the more dangerous he is.
Yeah, but on the other hand, anytime you're fighting a guy that's a leg lock master, you're always in danger.
Always in danger, but I think that Prokopos has a lot of tough leg lock specialists he works with.
I'm sure he does.
He's up in the Bay Area, San Francisco. He's not just training just by himself. He's training around. There's a great school.
He's training with some of the best in the world. I mean, not just 10th Planet, but Jake Shields. He's all over the place.
I want to, a lot of people give a lot of attention to the Southern California, San Diego jiu-jitsu scene, but Northern California's got just as well, man. There's a lot of great jiu-jitsu up that way.
There's a lot of great jiu-jitsu.
You got Rose Gracie trying to jump in here.
The godmother of jiu-jitsu, Rose Gracie, making it all happen. Make sure if you see her, you thank her for bringing us submission-only jiu-jitsu.
She's got pepper spray, a taser, a baton.
We first met Rose Gracie, 2011?
2011, yeah.
She was branching out into the submission-only thing, and we were branching out on the InsideBJJ podcast, and we made a friendship and a connection that's grown into something really nice.
The legendary podcast between her and Hanach.
When Hanach called in and told her that the reason why that there's no women on the moon because the moon doesn't need to be cleaned yet.
Yeah, that was a great podcast, and we've been friends of Rose and Javi for a while now, and it's really great to be here today. We appreciate the opportunity to bring you the Gracie Nationals. And I'm looking for Ernest
conspicuous by his absence.
Yeah, he is here. He's in the building. He loves this kind of stuff.
Probably eating a hot dog.
He walks around to all the exhibits. He samples everything. He tries to take all the free stuff that he can. He stuffs it all into the backpack. He does all the strongman stuff. He tries to lift the weights. He tries to do the pull-ups. He does the push-ups. He does all the contests. He was trying to get us to go get a spray tan. He thought it'd be funny if we showed up on the broadcast with spray tans.
I could have used a tan. Being in LA, I feel a little conscious.
You probably could have. Yeah, a little bit self-conscious being in LA. A lot of buff dudes running around. A lot of kind of buff guys running around. And there's probably more kind of buff guys than there are buff guys, and kind of buff guys have it the worst because they're wondering the whole time if they're buff or not. It's really a mind game with them, right? It's very self-conscious.
Yeah,
experience.
kind of buff guy is walking around here today wishing he was as buff as buff guy,
Yeah.
or telling himself, I'm just as buff as that guy.
The kind of buff guy is getting a ton of negative reinforcement by looking at guys who are buff, and he's going, I am not buff.
Or kind of buff guy's like, well, if I took steroids, I'd be buff like those guys.
There's also kind of tough guy, and kind of tough guy's walking around being tough until he sees these jiu-jitsu guys out here choking each other out, leg locking each other, arm barring
The kind
each
of
other.
tough guy says, well, I could do that if they allowed strikes.
Until he really sees it, and then he goes, no, I'm not that tough.
It's going to be a lot of fun
The
here
worst
today.
move is when your girl goes, you should do that, honey. And he's like, oh, no, man, my style's deadly.
My style is too deadly for competition.
Yeah, my style is really, really, really unique and tough. It's a street fighting combination where I always protect the throat, and I always protect all the other sensitive regions, and I get in close, and then I eye poke.
Yeah, like there's no defense for the eye poke.
No can defend.
Javi Vasquez walking around like he doesn't have a big match tomorrow.
Hobby's just walking around like while Rose yells at him. It's a great day here. We'd like to welcome you if you're just joining us on SureDog.com. We're live, the Gracie Nationals.
Los Angeles, California.
I love Los Angeles. I feel like, where we're from Stockton. I feel like Stockton has more in common with LA than it does San Francisco. It's got the weird urban grittiness. You know what I mean? Like the weird Skid Row. We were in downtown LA last night, and it just feels like a larger version of downtown Stockton. I felt right at home.
There were some similarities.
It's like we saw a dude on the street, and people thought he was dead, and we're like, no, he's not dead. He's sleeping. We see that kind of behavior all the time where we're from.
I know sleeping, and I know dead. That's just sleeping.
Ernest was like, hey, let's go drill arm bars. The guy wakes up, and we got him in a double arm bar.
Super pumped to be here at the Gracie Nationals 2015 at the Fitness Center in downtown LA.
Ernest had a legendary match at Gracie Worlds against DJ Jackson, 46 minutes. Where you at, DJ? You're not here today.
46-minute match, which ended in a baby wrist lock.
It ended with DJ putting him in a baby wrist lock. I had about a 3-minute match. I got armbarred promptly in my one and only Gracie Worlds competitive debut.
I didn't have
it.
I've never had a match.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to have Morgan Dedlinger, and he's going to go up against Evandro Nunez.
JT McKinley.
And hopefully we can get the winner of this division right after the match here.
Ralph Garcia. Britt Alvarez.
We'll try to get them to sit down in the booth real quick with us.
Once again, all
It's a pleasure to be here.
white belt, 150.
We're kind of just doing this like a pirate broadcast, man. I love it. It's just scaled perfectly for what we're trying to accomplish here today. And this is like the raw cutting edge of what's going on in the jiu-jitsu world today. There's a lot of established tournaments, a lot of established players, a lot of established tradition. And what I love about Gracie Worlds and Submission Only and InsideBJJ and 10th Planet is this right up there on the edge. So here we go with the action. Evandro Nunez is the taller gentleman.
Both guys have laid down a path of submission victories
They both
already.
have 2 submissions. He's from Sampa BJJ, and he's going up against Morgan Nedlinger from Crone Gracie. And I think we got Morgan's phone right in front of us right here.
I heard Crone says if you don't finish him, you're dead.
I think it. Oh, maybe
I'm
this
just
is
kidding.
Rose's. A lot of text here from Crone and from 10th Planet. Rob from 10th Planet texted, and Teta texted. And we can see Nunez is already going to work that deep guard, dude.
Super calm.
You see
Look how calm
Nedlinger.
Nunez is. It's like he's at the office talking on the phone.
You see how Nedlinger just cleared Nunez's right foot. That was a really important setup right there to try to prevent the triangle. And Nunez is going to try to get his hook in. And Nedlinger was going for the pass, and he's right back in the same position. Not quite in guard, not quite out of guard.
He's almost sweating, not quite yet.
And he's got some Hubbard guard action here with the gi. Very nice control, good flexibility.
No, that looks like some 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu right
yes,
there.
Yes, it does. 10th Planet actually has a huge presence at Gracie Nationals. Pretty awesome. On the Nogi Day, they show up in force. And Nedlinger handled the rubber guard attempt decently, and he's got a tight half guard. He has an overhook with his left arm. You can't see it on the screen, but it's actually in a guillotine position on Nunez's head. And I think he's going to start attacking that guillotine. You see he's keeping his right leg hooked, and he let go. He avoids the butterfly, and he's in closed guard. And Nunez is still
I got you back in my guard again.
Still affecting that high guard.
I'm almost breathing.
Nunez is barely awake.
Yeah.
He's barely awake right now.
His heart is beating like maybe 102 beats per minute.
But honestly, Nedlinger is the other calmest guy here, right? These have been the calmest competitors the whole time.
They both have been super calm, held their ground, and hit the submission.
And let's see if Nedlinger, he's a Crone Gracie black belt, or he trains with Crone Gracie. I'm not sure who he got his black belt from. I don't want to misspeak on that, but it's very calm style of passing. And Nunez is wrapping up the high guard again.
Working that high guard, going up. Will we see another? Armbar? Oh wow!
Pick him up, and Nedlinger is trying to just straighten out of it. And Nunez is really
trying to use gravity.
And Nedlinger's out.
He's out,
and he passed.
Not yet.
He passed. Done deal.
He goes for the leg.
Nice.
Oh, sweet! That was beautiful.
Yeah, but
great display of jiu-jitsu.
We saw Andre Pontes go for the leg against Nedlinger, and Nedlinger submitted him with the ankle.
See, right when he's fixing his belt would be a good time to go for a takedown.
That's when I would hit a scissor takedown and then just say, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know it was a bad."
I would go for a headbutt right now.
What about a headlock?
An accidental headbutt.
I'm trying to bring the headlock back to jiu-jitsu, like a tight squeeze. I have seen a guy tap to a tight head squeeze before.
Yeah, I've seen you tap to a head squeeze. Both competitors going right back at it, both staying calm. I bet we're going to see a guard pull.
Well, I think if anyone pulls guard, it's going to be Nedlinger. Oh, he pulled a triangle. Nice.
Wow.
And if we could get that camera up a little bit, we could see it. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Very nice.
Yeah, where do you go from here? Do you walk off the mat? Do you just stand there?
He's asking if he can slam.
How do you defend this?
And the Brazilians are starting to coach.
As long as he keeps his head up, he can't get submitted, as far as I know.
And I think we're going to see Nedlinger maybe set up an Ezekiel. It looked like he might have thought about it. He's hugging tight.
Gravity's not on your side.
Look how calm these guys are. They're chilling.
He can stand here.
Picture of this.
He can he can stand here all day and just hold him.
Look at this. I got to get a selfie. Hold on.
It's like right now, who should really take... you're going to miss it. Gravity was not on his side.
No, that was a great position. Like how chill they were.
Nunez stayed so calm and knew that eventually gravity would win.
And he's got a nice toe hold on Nedlinger. And Nedlinger's going to roll out.
Nice spin out.
And he's going to come
What a great transition.
And he almost came up to a...
And he goes going for the guillotine there. We're back to guard.
Similar to the same style guillotine Crone hit on Aoki at Metamoris.
But that was a nice transition. That may have been the best transition of the day so far.
Want to give a big shout out to Winter Stick. And Nunez is trying to set up that high guard one more time.
That's what happens when you take away the points and you take away the advantages and you take away the judges, and two guys just go after and hunt for the submission. And at the end of the day, if you have a Gracie Nationals victory, you won that by submission.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody can take that away from you.
Absolutely. And Nunez is going to try to roll under here. I should say roll over.
You're not going to see anyone get screwed by a bad call. You're not going to see anyone that was awarded an advantage that shouldn't have got an advantage. It's all about submission.
Nunez
and so far, we've had a lot of submissions.
Nedlinger's got a nice little, not really a leg drag, kind of like a modified Toriando, where you got a hand on the hip or on the gi lapel, and you're kind of tapping the leg across.
I wonder what the size difference is here.
It's pretty well. I mean, Nedlinger is at 170 division, and Nunez is at 205.
It's a pretty big size difference
here. It's a pretty big size difference, but Nedlinger's fighting a real fight. Neither guy's really sweating.
I even think Morgan is even smaller for the 170 division.
You're probably right.
He does not look like a big dude at all. Take your time, get your breath, tie the belt. I still don't think Nunez is sweating yet.
I don't think either of these guys have really got their Saturday morning started yet. You know what I mean?
They're still warming up.
They're just chilling.
Goes right to guard.
Just sits down.
He sits down so nonchalantly. Kind of reminiscent of Nick Diaz, Anderson Silva.
Somewhere, Heat on Gracie is smiling. He's got a gigantic grin on his face.
And he's saying, "This is amazing." Trying to work the pass. Staying calm. Like he's been there a million times before. I think I see like maybe a little bit of sweat coming from Nunez finally. Both competitors fighting for grips. Oh, and he spins out and he's going for the toe. Oh, that was nice. Another nice transition. I almost got to wonder right now, is as good as a poker face that Nunez has, is he getting tired? He's working a lot off his back, and he's had several matches so far. This is a real chess match.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I had to fix my microphone. Somebody got submitted in the corner. And you can see Nunez playing a nice right-hand deep collar grip. He's going to try to shoot the triangle or the omoplata.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling he likes the triangle armbar for some reason. He works on the pass and steps out. Let's see if he goes for the leg again. That's a hard guard to pass right there. You got to work your butt off to pass a guard like that. This guy can go
absolutely.
upside down, inside down, every different direction.
Every which way but loose.
You can drive his knees into his forehead, and he's not even uncomfortable.
And we saw Nellinger defend an arm lock earlier very calmly and just straightened right out of it. And he does the same thing again with a little more ease this time. It wasn't as difficult as the last time. These guys are starting to get tired. Nunez has broken a sweat.
I think fatigue is setting in, and someone's going to make a mistake.
And Nunez is shooting the omoplata attempt.
Oh, nice.
Nellinger's going to try to walk over, and he may try to go under. Nice defense. He concedes a sweep. Big deal. No points. He's still in the game.
Nice transitions. He's got his own belt wrapped around his leg. You notice that?
And referee Matt Baker saw it, and he's like, whatever.
Hey, whatever. That's jiu-jitsu. He's trying to set up a little gi choke there. Morgan on bottom, Nunez on top.
Looks like he's trying to set up a little, almost like a baseball.
You would think
back
on
choke.
top that Nunez would be pretty dominant with the size difference.
And I think that Nellinger may be in some trouble. Nunez is going to look like he's setting up that bow choke one more time. Looking for it. Nellinger's defending the arm.
Might hit an armbar here, maybe, huh?
It's hard to see I can't quite see the exact position. I think. Yeah, he's going for that. He's going for Nellinger's left arm.
Morgan's in a world of danger right
and he's
now.
got the left arm. Not quite. He's trying to work it out. Nellinger's trying to clear Nunez's right foot off his head. He does do that.
He's got to defend so many things at once.
Yeah,
Looking at arm locks, chokes.
Yeah.
And the armbar is looking nasty right now.
He's really got a good defense, and they're right on the edge,
he's
right
gonna
in
have
front
a
of
hard
us
time
right
getting
now.
out of this.
He's barely got the fingers, and the arm is extended.
He gets
and
the
Nellinger
tap.
taps. Nice job. Very good work.
What an amazing display of
We just saw
jiu-jitsu.
Evandro Nunez with the submission.
That'd be his fourth tap of the day, or the third? Three arm bars, right? If I'm not mistaken. Another well-earned victory for today.
Nice job.
Nunez
Let's see if we can get Nunez in here.
takes home the submission.
Good work. We're going to try to get Evandro Nunez sit down with us real quick here. We've seen some great action so far. We're live at the 2015 Gracie Nationals, the LA Convention Center. Submission only, no time limit. We just watched the black belt division wrap up, and we saw Evandro Nunez from InsideBJJ with 3 submissions there, and he's going to join us just a second. Evandro Nunez? Yes, sir. Welcome, sir. Nice job out there today.
Thank you very much.
So you got 3 submissions, right?
3 Submissions. Yeah.
3 submissions. Can you walk us through the first 2? They were very similar. You hit the triangle, then went to the arm lock off of both of them.
Actually, the first one was the bow and arrow.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Remember?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to a ankle pick,
Uh-huh.
and in order to defense, he turned it back to kick, right? Then I got it back. He stood there for a while, you know, with no time limit, so you can behave.
One of the things I noticed when you were out there is you were very calm.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, like, I don't think he's awake yet. I think he's still, like, he's pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Even when Nedlinger in your last match had the triangle, but you were standing up, both of you guys were like,
yeah, right. What I think is, once you're calm, you can think straight.
yeah,
Once you are furious or afraid or with some emotion in your mind, you're not thinking jiu-jitsu. You're thinking the emotion.
yes.
Because the emotions blind you. You know what I'm saying?
In a no time limit match, does that help though to be calm? Because you don't have to race the clock. You don't look over and go, I only have a minute left. I got to do something.
For sure. When I compete with time limits, you look to the clock. There's 2 minutes. You are 2 points behind. You sacrifice the jiu-jitsu in order to compete.
Yes.
But it's like the sport jiu-jitsu. It's not bad, but it's not the true martial art, right?
Do you feel like this is a more pure form of jiu-jitsu?
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I think there's a lot of room for us to improve, but for sure this is the way, you know?
Yeah.
The way that I think, the way that I've been training all my life. You know, that's the true jiu-jitsu.
That's what I mean. It's like when we're in the academy and we train back home. We don't look at the clock. We don't look at points. We go for the submission. If you don't get a submission, then you did nothing. You got nothing then.
Many times when I compete and I lost by 1 advantage or 2 points, you don't feel defeated, you know?
Right.
Because
Just frustrated. Yeah.
Even though when I won by points, I say, all right, I'm moving forward, but you don't have that fulfillment in your heart, you know?
Right.
Like, I fought, I did good, you know? But here is different. Or you tap the guy out, or you go home, you know?
And today we've seen 5 or 6 black belt matches, all submissions.
That's awesome.
All submissions. I don't think any matches went over 10 minutes. They were all under 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It was very good display of jiu-jitsu. Nice job out there today, man.
Thank you very much.
Good work.
Looking
Congratulations.
forward to compete again.
Right on, dude.
Thank you.
Nice
very
work.
much.
Thanks for being in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, Evandro Nunez. Thanks, brother. And we're going to sit down real quick with Morgan Nedlinger. Oh, we're going to get Morgan in here real fast, and then we're joined in the booth here with Morgan Nedlinger. Is that how you say your last name? I'm Tim. Get up on that mic, sir.
Nice to meet you.
So, man, you had a couple real nice submission victories. What I can't get over is you're very calm out there, man. Like almost like I mentioned earlier. I'm like, I don't know if these guys are awake yet because they're super relaxed right now.
Yeah, at this point, the type of rules I really like because you don't have to feel too rushed because there's no time, obviously, and no points. So I really like the rules.
Yeah. Tell us about your first 2 matches. Let's see. I know you got looked like you got an ankle lock in your second match.
I got an ankle lock in my second match and a Kimura on my first.
Yeah, that Kimura looked like it was pretty rough, man. That was against Zabalas, right? And
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
his elbow was way up there.
Yeah,
Do you know if he was injured at all on that, or?
Hope not.
I hope not.
No, that's the type of submission that it's like it's all or nothing. If you leave any space and the guy defends, then it leaves you kind of like exasperated.
Right.
So you just go for the kill.
And then in your second match, you locked up the ankle lock. You guys, that was a good match, a little back and forth, and you guys both were kind of down, and you did the footsie thing. And
Yep.
That's the danger of that, though, right? Is you can be the attacker and end up getting submitted in that situation.
Totally. He was tougher than I expected, definitely.
Walk us through this last match here against Evandro Nunez. You guys were both really calm. It really didn't look like there was quite a huge advantage, even though Nunez got quite a bit of weight on you in this setting. And he had a couple arm lock attempts. The first one looked kind of tight, but you did get out of that.
Yeah. I'm used to training with really big guys and just keeping my base and staying relaxed.
So you got out of 2 triangles. You relaxed. You never did anything that looked frantic at all during the whole match.
Thank you.
And then I thought you were going to jump guard, right? Which is a big no-no here. But, you ended up in the triangle position, and it was nice, except for Evandro just kind of stood up.
Yeah, he's such a beast. I couldn't really break his posture down.
So what is your strategy in a situation when you're up in the air like that? It looked like you may have stopped and asked the ref, Matt Baker, if he could slam you or not.
He walked over and asked him if we keep going, and I answered the question for him. I said, yes, we keep going, just as long as he doesn't slam me.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because I think there's no slamming here, pretty sure, but I could see both you guys kind of ask the question, like, hey, what's up with this? But you seem pretty calm, and you ended up in the arm lock in the end. You defended it pretty well. You didn't get much of a rest after your first match.
No, I
had like
didn't.
A 2-minute break.
That kind of caught up to me.
Yeah,
that was really back to back, actually. But that's good. I like to be challenged like this, and I really like the rules here and the tournament. It's just really fun.
It's great to see you here, man. You did a nice job. Thanks for stopping by. Good work out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Morgan Denlinger, nice to see you,
Thank
man.
you.
Good job, sir. We're live at the 2015 Gracie Nationals. I'm going to get joined in a booth here with my broadcast partner, the one and only, the inventor